Okay, so we're going to look at part two now. So the requirements that I need from you in writing up your procedure would be that I need your starting amount of your materials in milligrams or grams. I need your type and your amount of solvent and or your solvent mixture if you're going to have one or more solvents. I'm going to need your glassware requirements, your temperature conditions, the amount of reducing agent that you're going to use, that's the sodium borohydride. Remember, this is in millimoles that I give you of the vanillin that you start with. The reaction time, how long you're going to let it go. You're told how to do that in the text. You'll probably find that online as well. Separation conditions, how you're going to remove the sodium borohydride, chemical needed, and the amounts. Recrystallization conditions if you're going to do it, and how do I ID my resulting product. And there's going to be two on that. You're going to have to take the IR and the melting point to get two pieces of evidence. If you look in the book, you'll see that vanillin and vanilla alcohol have, they're not gigantically different melting points, but you will notice that they are, vanillin's like 79 and vanilla alcohol is 115. So, I mean, you got about a 35-degree difference in the melting point. Now, when we do the IR, since this is a solid, we won't be using the plates. And I'll have that unit out for you to analyze your material with. It's a special diamond that we put a very small piece of our material on the diamond, and then we run the IR of it. I want to reinforce with you again, making sure that in your reports that you're analyzing your IRs and you're being specific about where peaks are. Don't just say I saw an alcohol peak in the IR. Tell me where that peak is. Point it out to me. Circle it on your actual graph that you staple in with your assignment. So I'm being fairly vague here, but I'm not really being very vague because I know you're going to go out and find a good procedure out on the internet that you can borrow or modify in some way. Um, I'm just going to say one thing about uh, there's two major ones that are probably out there on the internet. If you look at the suggestions I gave in part one of this video, and let me go back up on these a little bit. I want you to focus a lot on number 4 here and the things that it says are good and the things that it says are not good. And the only reason I'm saying that is you can save a heck of a lot of time. Uh, you need a solvent, but you also need sodium hydroxide in there um, for initial hydrogens to knock the H off of one of the OHs. So there's ways you can kind of combine, and you'll see that you need less materials than some of the other procedures. So I think that'll help you out when you do that. So get these things back into me before you get to class, because it'd be very difficult for me to sit down and do 16 of these when I show up on Thursday. So you've got plenty of time between now and then to send them, and I'll be checking my email very often during the week to get those to you. And if I send you things back that I didn't like, I'll give you some suggestions on how to modify them. So just please on uh, Canvas, just send those to me and we'll get you taken care of. So that will put us down to, we hope, being able to do the last lab. It won't be the one we were going to do. I'm going to do one that's really fast so that we can do it that night. And I would like to talk to you about final exam, that if we can possibly do it on the last night. I know that doesn't. And what I'd like to be able to do is, the lab is so short on the final lab. All you have to do is go down and run your material through the essentially, you're going to do a calculation on a molecule for where you should find the lambda max. You're going to run down to the UV vis machine. Hopefully, we can get in the biology labs and do that. And you're going to see if your experimental matches your predicted. So as fast as we can get through people running through the machines, we should have a lot of time to go through the study guide if we want to. Any references on the study guide for the final about um, TLC, thin layer chromatography? You can take that whole entire section out of the study guide since we're not going to do that experiment now. So less material for the final for you, so that should be good. And I will talk to the two students who needed to do a makeup, and we'll kind of work out a deal for you guys if we can on that. So hopefully we'll get everything done here, and we'll get everybody out on the last night of class, and we won't have to worry about having a really late final on the 19th or whatever. So I'll see you guys Thursday. Be prepared to do lab number 29. I'm looking forward to you sending me your procedures for me to okay.